Hello everyone! Diablo 4 is so bad as people says. Before I answer to this, let's start with a brief storyline about Diablo games and how we came until Diablo 4. We start of course with Diablo 1. The first game in the series, launched in 1997, was met with critical acclaim and it really launched the franchise in the best possible way. The reviews by that time mentioned that there is plenty more that's great about Diablo. It featured a fantastic soundtrack reminiscent of early house albums as well as randomly determined quests and subquests, but there is no reason to write about here. Diablo is the best game to come out in the past year and you should own a copy, period. If you like PC games, you should go out right now and experience what is likely to be the clone market for the next 2 years. In 2000 we have the sequel Diablo 2. It turns out that fixing Diablo's soul stone to their forehead and absorbing his essence was really the best idea. The hero of the first Diablo has become corrupt by the Lord of Terror, bringing more demons into the world and continue Diablo's chaotic reign from the first game. In the expansion Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, Baal is the last surviving primeval, and after obtaining his own soulstone from Marios he attempts to corrupt the worldstone. This weakens the boundaries between the realms of heaven, hell and the mortal world of Sanctuary. The reviews by that time ranking Diablo 2 as the excellent different character types and the fantastic breadth of skills available with these classes make this a game which is genuinely worth playing several times over, trying different characters and tactics each time. In fact, I would play it from the beginning again right now, as a sorcerer this time, were it not for the fact that my arm hurts so very much. Then, over a decade after Diablo 2, in 2012, the next entry, Diablo 3, was released. Players returned to the world of Sanctuary 20 years after the events of Diablo 2 and its expansion. I remember that Diablo 3 doesn't have a great feedback in the start and takes a couple of years to be in the place that fans wanted. Even so, by that time the reviews was quite good. And I quote, "Blizzard didn't change much the Diablo 2 formula with Diablo 3 and the result is a great dungeon crawler with modern graphics and additive, simple gameplay. The requirement to be always online is irritating, but it makes the multiplayer experience more streamlined and prevents cheaters. You will love Diablo 3, even though it doesn't do much to advance the concept." Then we had the Diablo 3, the expansion pack Reapers of the Soul. And here there was a great feedback and many considered the best expansion of Diablo 3. As an expansion, this entry did a great job adding new things to the solid gameplay of the original game while adding in a very menacing villain in Immortal, the Angel of Death. This game feels like the stalkers are higher and anxiety for the world is ratcheted up. Then, after almost a decade, Blizzard decided to launch Diablo 2 Resurrected, that was released on September 23 of 2021 for Nintendo, PlayStation and Windows and Xbox. Server problems prevent some from playing the game at launch. Until today, Diablo 2 Resurrected still have great reviews by players and bring us all the nostalgia from Diablo 2. Diablo 2 Resurrected is exactly that, a gift for the most passionate fans, an option to relive the game in the way that lives up to the memories of our childhood, essential for those who miss it. However, don't think that a whole new generation of fans the second game will emerge. Many may read the title and see that, yes, it's a classic that lives up to the reputation it achieved, considering the context of the time. I have Diablo 2 Resurrected installed in my own PC and once in a while I like to go back that and play it. There's something special about Diablo 2 Resurrected. In 2022, Blizzard decided to launch Diablo for mobile to reach more gamers and made it also available for PC. I'm talking about Diablo Immortal. Here started the big controversy around Diablo and Blizzard, with many bombing reviews because the pay-to-win system. I'm comfortable to talk about Diablo Immortal because I play until Diablo 4 released, and I must say that Diablo Immortal has good ideas that Blizzard can take for Diablo 4. But the pay-to-win is a big factor and this motivates a lot of gamers to keep playing. I have personal experience where me and my son played together and we had quite a fun, but after some time my son gave up because he had the feeling the game was not fair with whom doesn't spend money in the game, so we both start to give it up. But there is good events in Diablo Immortal that Blizzard can take somehow to Diablo 4, such as Trial of the Hearts, Ancient and Nightmare Arena, Haunting Carriage, Rifts and Reliquary. And in Diablo Immortal belongs to a clan really means something. Then 1 year after we had so long awaited Diablo 4, and I have to admit I was really excited to play it, and I bought Diablo 4 in pre-launch. The early reviews said it all. This is insane. Websites like PC Games said, our Diablo 4 PC review has been a long time coming. So if you are wondering if the excitement for Blizzard's latest was worthy at the end, yes it was. There was always concern that all of that excitement, all of that magic will fall flat. Could Diablo 4 really live up to the high skies expectation I set it for it? Yes, my fellow Nephilim, yes it does. There is a lot to love about Diablo 4 upcoming narrative. If I put my little BS aside, Diablo 4 easily has the strongest narrative of any Diablo game so far, spiraling into a climax that often left my jaw on the floor. Diablo 4 harkens back to the Diablo 2 in so many subtle ways, but maintains its own unique storyline that integrates these characters and narrative beautifully. Blizzard has managed to make all of the supporting content feel unique and rewarding, which is a far cry from sister title World of Warcraft. I never once felt like I would stunk hours into the dungeon for nothing, or cost myself value story grinding for no real purpose. While we won't be detailing in Diablo 4 endgame or Battle Pass here or discussing the cross-page functionality, what I saw in the early stage was me excited. This was another reviews. So, what happened to all this excitement fall down as a house of cards coming tumbling down? We have to consider that initial reviews and reaction when Diablo 4 was launched was based on the main campaign, and you must agree with me, the campaign is really great. The problems start to appear when everyone finished the campaign, and streamers and content creators start to go for the endgame, and here start all the problems of Diablo 4. Diablo 4 seems a very catchy game at the start with good graphics, sounds and environment. Many people I know, giving you my wife and mother as examples, like to watch me playing Diablo because they felt the game is really well designed. Even my wife started to play with me in co-op on the Xbox. Diablo 4 is easy to understand the gameplay and mechanics, and that makes Diablo 4 appealing to a casual player. For me, the problem starts around level 75, where you start to feel that you almost accomplished the build you want and most of the items you wanted, and you start to feel bored because you only have now the events for the Trio of Whispers, Helltide and Nightmare Dungeons over and over and over. And the optimization is not rewarding enough. The only thing you have is leveling up to fill your Paragon board. When you reach the level 100, you feel it's like the end and nothing more to do it. The only option you have is to create another character and do all over again with different class. In my opinion, Diablo 4 tries too much make everyone happy but focus in the specific target. Casual players, and for a player who plays 1 hour per day or 2-3 times per week, Diablo 4 feels a very enjoyable game and they don't understand why all the hate. But even for them, when they start to reach endgame, feels frustrated. I have several comments from the players that feel to get Uber Uniques is almost impossible, or they have to play Diablo 4 as a full-time job. And the builds are not too creative. Most go for websites with builds such as maxroll and copy-paste. There is not a lot of room for creativity, and the fact you cannot save builds to test different builds and gameplays and limit stash don't help to get over this. On the other hand, we have core RPG gamers, professional streamers and content creators that play 6 to 8 hours per day and get bored fast because they reach level 100 and they feel there isn't too much to do besides farming and try to get Uber Uniques. The only endgame we had so far was the Avatar of Zur by the end of the season 2, and the reaction had a mixed bag of feelings. So the problems are the streamers and content creators' bad reviews? Of course not. And the casual players? No, they are not. So where is the problem? Blizzard seems to lose their focus and where they want to go. Focus on profits and enlarge gamers' database? Diablo 4 made for casual players to have fun once in a while, create one character each season, reach level 100 and then stop and wait for other season? But at the same time they try badly, I must say, to satisfy anyhow the gamers that are core gamers of RPGs and want to play more Diablo 4, be challenged and have a lot of stuff to do before they get bored. All the players that are Diablo fans were really excited about Diablo 4 and Blizzard accomplished their sales record with Diablo 4 in pre-launch, so the demanding for a good game was much more stronger. I think the idea to create a new level after tier 4 such as Nightmare or Hell, a level for hardcore players, new content for endgame and improved itemization, along with the chance to save builds will create a great improvement of quality of life in the game. If they really want to satisfy almost everyone, they should need to balance the rewarding and gameplay between a casual player and a hardcore player by giving them much more endgame content, better itemization, crafting system, and really listen to the Diablo 4 community feedback, instead listen what they want or they are willing to do it. This season what I decided to do avoiding get bored fast was create two characters, one in softcore as Druid and another in hardcore as Sorcerer. Here I'm playing much more careful and low pace, then I swap my gameplay between them. Along with this I'm playing Last Epoch. This was the method I found to keep playing and enjoy Diablo 4 for a while. Just an observation, I really don't like the theme of this season, I prefer the theme of season 2. For me was much better. In my opinion, Blizzard should move fast and went back to the right track because Last Epoch is around the corner and we'll have PoE 2 this year. I'm still a Diablo fan and I want to keep playing Diablo 4, but please devs of Diablo 4, help me to help you.
Help me help you.
So, answering to my initial question, is Diablo 4 so bad as people says? My answer is no, but I understand all the Diablo 4 players' frustration and I think until we get the Diablo 4 we wanted, it will take more seasons and the expansion that will come this year, Vessel of the Hatred. The other question that remains and we don't have yet answer to that is, will Diablo 4 players hold on until Diablo 4 is in the place we will own it? And the players are willing to pay for an expansion to a game that many feels is incompleted? The time will give us the answers to all these questions. Please let me know in the comments what you think about it and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, will help me a lot, and as always be happy and have fun.